dukhe same kritva labha labhau jaya jayo tato yudhaya yujasva naivam papam avapsyasi sukha dukhe same kritva labha labhau jaya jayo tato yudhaya yujasva naivam papam avapsyasi. Recite. Sukha dukhe same kritva
labha labho jaya jayo
labha labhau jaya jayo
tato yudhaya yujjasva
tato yudhaya yujasva
nevam papam avapsasi.
naivam papam avapsyasi. Sukha dukhe same kritva labha labhau jaya jayo tato yudhaya yujasva naivam papam avapsyasi. Okay. Maybe shows you're showing. Word to word meaning: sukha, happiness; dukhe, and distress; same, in equanimity; kritva, doing so; labha, alabhau, both profit and loss; jaya, ajayo, both victory and defeat; tataha, thereafter; yudhaya, for the sake of fighting; yujasva, engage, fight; na, never; evam, in this way; papam, sinful reaction; avapsasi, you will gain. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Do thou fight. Do thou fight. Thou means you. Do thou fight for the sake of fighting, without considering happiness or distress, loss or gain, victory or defeat, and by so doing you shall never incur sin. Kindly repeat. Do thou fight for the sake of fighting, without considering happiness or distress, loss or gain, victory or defeat, and by so doing you shall never incur sin. Purport. Lord Krishna now directly says that Arjuna should fight for the sake of fighting, because he desires the battle. He refers to Krishna. There is no consideration of happiness or distress, profit or gain, victory or defeat in the activities of Krishna consciousness. That everything should be performed for the sake of Krishna is transcendental consciousness. So, there is no reaction to material activities. He who acts for his own sense gratification, either in goodness or in passion, is subject to reaction, good or bad. But he who has completely surrendered himself in the activities of Krishna consciousness is no longer obliged to anyone, nor is he a debtor to anyone, as one is in the ordinary course of activities. It is said, Devarshibhutaptandrunam pitrunam na kinkaro nayam runi charajan sarvatmanaya sharanam sharanyam gato mukundam parirhittakartam. Anyone who has completely surrendered unto Krishna, Mukunda, giving up all other duties, is no longer a debtor, nor is he obliged to anyone, not the demigods, nor the sages, nor the people in general, nor kinsmen, nor humanity, nor forefathers. This is a verse from Bhagavatam 11.5.41. That is the indirect hint given by Krishna to Arjuna in this verse, and the matter will be more clearly explained in the following verses. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagar Jatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhavitamsha Namaha Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणम् Hare Krishna. So again, welcome to all the devotees for the Sunday morning class. We discuss on Bhagavad Gita, and I seek all of your prayers and blessings that we discuss something in line with Srila Prabhupada and the Parampara, which is for pleasing to all of you and also brings purification to my heart. So, in the series of verses that we are discussing, the last several weeks now, weekends, we are in the second chapter, and now that we have come here to the a very important section of Bhagavad Gita, everything is important, but here Lord Shri Krishna is now going to step up the understanding. So, if you see the last verse and this verse, there is an apparent contradiction in Lord's giving the mm, reasoning behind why should Arjuna fight. Now we know the scene where Arjuna is, he doesn't want to fight. Arjuna has given 5 reasons why he does not want to fight. One of the important concern Arjuna has is the sinful reactions. If we fight, and if I kill my own kinsmen, my own guru, and all teachers and all these people, then we will incur so much sin. There will be no enjoyment. That's another. So he says, by fighting with these people, killing them, better I don't do it. And he says, he feels that way, maybe he'll enjoy, or that will be better. So the first argument Lord gave in the last time we discussed last Sunday, what was the argument of Krishna, or how did Lord Krishna explain about Papa? Anybody? So Arjuna's anxiety is, I will incur sin by fighting. And what did Lord Krishna say in response? Not doing the duty will be sinful. Not performing duty, I mean, is sinful. Rather, you perform your duty, right? And what was the again? What was the reasoning, or how did we? What was the yoga being described? Sakama karma yoga. So Lord Krishna is saying there. We saw last few verses. Lord Krishna gave this reason. Oh, you feel that there won't be enjoyment by doing your activity. Rather, it's the opposite. You perform your activity and you will enjoy in this world and even in further world by performing your prescribed duty. So now that was, see, last verse. We'll read translation. O son of Kunti, either you will be killed on the battlefield or attain the heavenly planets, or you will conquer and enjoy earthly kingdom. Either you are killed, go to heaven while fighting, or you may win and you enjoy this earthly kingdom. In both way there will be happiness. Therefore get up with determination and fight. So this was the logic in the previous verse, or his Lord Krishna stating. Now 38th verse, Lord says, now don't think about enjoyment, don't even think about victory or defeat. Just now he said, see, victory and defeat, in both you are going to be. Now he says, don't worry about it. Whether there is victory, whether there is defeat, whether there is profit, or whether there is uh, loss, or there is happiness or distress, sukha dukhe, labha labho, jaya jayo, in whatever situation, fight as your duty. Do your work as your duty, and by so doing you will not incur sin. Apparently now, it's a little confusing. What do you want me to? Yeah, you want me to fight. What is the intention? With what reason should I fight? Should I fight to gain victory? Should I fight to not bother about? It's a little confusing, right? Why it apparently looks a contradiction? Because now these two verses are not on the same level. Krishna is stepping up. So from here, Lord Krishna is going to speak what is very famously known as Nishkama Karma Yoga. So we saw Sakama Karma Yoga. Karma, last time I explained. Karma means doing an activity. Karma Yoga is doing prescribed activity with the transcendental goal. And Sakama Karma Yoga means with the desire for enjoyment. What? Attachment to the result. We want to enjoy the result of our action. Then that is Sakama Karma Yoga. What is Nishkama Karma Yoga? When there is no attachment to or the desire to enjoy the result of one's activities. That is Nishkama Karma Yoga. This is famously misinterpreted as misrepresented as the essence of Bhagavad Gita by people in India. Right? You go to any shop, many places, Gita Sar. कर्म करो, फल की इच्छा मत करो. पढ़ा है बहुत जगह पे. गीता का सार क्या है? कर्म करो, फल की इच्छा मत करो. Definitely this is what Krishna, this is where Krishna is telling it. But this is not the essence, this is not the end of Gita. It is just coming somewhere in between as a part of discussion. This is not the recommendation. This is not the essence of Bhagavad Gita. But some people may take something out of Gita, out of context, and say, oh, गीता में लिखा है. गीता में ही लिखा है, लेकिन ये गीता में भगवान ने सबसे ऊपर नहीं रखा इसको. दिस इज इन प्रोग्रेशन. निष्काम कर्म का कर्म करो, और कर्म भी क्या है वो भी समझना चाहिए सबसे पहले, है ना. कर्म यानी कुछ भी हम लोग कर रहे हैं उसको कर्म नहीं कहते. जो वेदों के अनुसार, आपके वर्णों और आश्रम के अनुसार जो आपका निहित कर्म है, कार्य है, उसको कर्म कहते हैं. विहित कर्म लास्ट टाइम हम लोग डिस्कस कर रहे थे. तो दैट इज कॉल्ड एज प्रिस्क्राइब्ड ड्यूटी. ओके, एनीवे, सो उसको कर्म कहते हैं. और जब वो कर्म कैसा करना है, हाउ टू डू दैट कर्म, without any attachment. That is called Nishkama Karma Yoga. So Arjuna was giving all this reasoning to not fight. So now Krishna is explaining. So Lord Krishna initially in this chapter explained knowledge of soul, Atma Jnana, right? 2.11 to 30. And then he explained about the working with, he explained karma, basically, Sakama Karma. So now Lord Krishna is combining. He's saying now you work with knowledge and detachment. So if you are soul, you have nothing to give and take with this world. So do not desire the fruits of action of your karma. Work with detachment. Detachment for the fruits of your actions. This is called Nishkama Karma Yoga, and a lot of discussion on this will happen in further several verses, practically 4 chapters again and again. This is what Krishna is stressing at the moment. Nishkama Karma Yoga. And then eventually he will switch over to Bhakti as higher than this. Okay. So, how do I now? Sukha dukhe same kritva labha labho jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujjasva. For the sake of fighting, you fight. Naivam papam avapsasi. You will not incur any sin by doing this. In the morning, we were reading Srimad Bhagavatam. So that inspired me to discuss. Some of the devotees were there. So we were discussing how, it is now which yoga one is practicing. Now let's not talk about the karmis. Karmis means karmakandis who are doing, who are acting whimsically. Let's keep them apart. Those who are performing their prescribed duties. Now, which yoga are they practicing? Sakama Karma Yoga, Nishkama Karma Yoga, or Bhakti Yoga, or anything else. It cannot be judged based on the activities. Just by looking at person and what is he doing. Obviously, Bhakti has some core activities, the 9 processes of devotional service. But if you see the otherwise, the regular day-to-day activities, just by looking at the person, you cannot understand what is he actually practicing. It depends upon the intention. See, Sakama Karma Yogi will also be going to job. Nishkama Karma Yogi also goes to job. Three can be in the same office, in the same team. But one is Sakama Karma Yogi, another is Nishkama Karma Yogi, another could be Bhakti Yogi. Apparently, if you see externally, the activities are similar. But what is the difference? Intention. Why somebody is doing the activity which he is performing? What is the goal? What is the purpose? That makes all the difference. So, very, very important is to understand the intention behind doing a particular activity. If the activity is done for one's own sense gratification, then it is Sakama Karma Yoga, and accordingly there will be destination after this life. One may go to Swarga. If you do your practical activity, day-to-day activity properly, without any sin, one may go to Swarga and enjoy in this world. If one does Nishkama Karma Yoga, that means detached from the fruits of his actions. But then what is the intention? Does not want fruits. Then what is the intention to perform? We'll see, these verses will come, but like last time I explained, purification of heart, purification of existence. हृदय की शुद्धि के लिए अगर आप कार्य करते तो वो हो गया निष्काम कर्म योगा, which is very difficult, which is not little very so practical. And if one does whatever activity he does for the sake of pleasing Guru, Hari, Guru, Vaishnavas, भक्तों की प्रसन्नता के लिए, भगवान की प्रसन्नता के लिए, वैष्णव की प्रसन्नता के लिए अगर हम कार्य करते हैं तो उसको कहते हैं भक्ति. कार्य एक ही कर रहे हैं. कार्य देख के आप ये नहीं समझ सकते कि कौन सा योग हो रहा है, लेकिन उसका इंटेंशन क्या है, पर्पस क्या है उससे. तो इसीलिए हम लोग कहेंगे कि हम लोग भक्ति कर रहे हैं. बट वो भक्ति में इंटेंशन क्या है, व्हाट इज अवर मोटिवेशन? अहैतुकी अप्रतिहता, आज सुबह पढ़ रहे थे हम लोग, ययात्मा सुप्रसिद्धति, या फिर रूप गोस्वामी कहते हैं, बिकॉज माता सिटी आई एम स्पीकिंग हिंदी, अन्याभिलाषिता शून्यम ज्ञान कर्मादि अनावृतम, राइट? रूप गोस्वामी गिव्स द डेफिनेशन ऑफ भक्ति, प्योर डिवोशनल सर्विस। अन्य अभिलाषिता शून्यम, जिसमें कोई अभिलाषा नहीं है, अन्य अभिलाषा नहीं है, लेकिन एक अभिलाषा है। कौन सी अभिलाषा है? टू प्लीज कृष्णा, टू प्लीज गुरु, टू प्लीज आचार्य, ये एक अभिलाषा है। लेकिन कोई दूसरी अभिलाषा नहीं है कि मेरा बड़ा नाम हो, मुझे बहुत सारे फॉलोअर्स मिले, मेरे बहुत सारे भक्त शिष्य हो, मेरा भी ऐसा वर्शिप हो कभी, मेरा भी फोटो लगे इधर। ये कोई ऐसी अभिलाषा नहीं, केवल एक अभिलाषा है। कौन सी अभिलाषा है? भगवान को प्रसन्न करना, भक्तों को प्रसन्न करना, वैष्णव को प्रसन्न करना। तो ये जो है ये भक्ति है। सो रिसेंटली भक्ति पद्म महाराज, आई लव दैट द वे ही प्रेजेंटेड इट। भक्ति इज नॉट डूइंग एक्टिविटीज ऑफ डिवोशनल सर्विस और भक्ति, इट इज टू डू इट इन द मूड ऑफ सर्वेंट ऑफ कृष्णा। वो मूड जो है, वो जो एक इंटेंशन है, वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। हम भले ही भगवान की पूजा कर रहे हो, भगवान का कथा का गुणगान कर रहे हैं, भगवान का नाम का जप कर रहे हैं, भगवान के लिए हार बना रहे हैं, भगवान के लिए कुकिंग कर रहे हैं, लेकिन अगर ये सब भगवान के सेवक के रूप में नहीं करेंगे तो वो भक्ति नहीं है। इसलिए नारद पंचरात्र में नारद मुनि ने एक डेफिनेशन दी है भक्ति की। क्या डेफिनेशन दी है नारद पंचरात्र में? सर्व उपाधि निर्मुक्तम त्वत्परत्वेन निर्मलम ऋषिकेन ऋषिकेशम सेवनम भक्तिर उच्यते। तब इसमें दो लाइन है। लास्ट लाइन क्या है? भक्तिर उच्यते, यानी इसका नाम भक्ति है। किसका? ऋषिकेन ऋषिकेश सेवनम, अपने इंद्रियों से भगवान की इंद्रियों की सेवा करना, इसको भक्ति कहते हैं। तो इसका मतलब क्या हम कुछ सेवा करें तो वो भक्ति हो गया? नहीं, वो एक ही पार्ट है, वो लास्ट लाइन है। इसके पहले भी एक लाइन है, सर्व उपाधि विनिर्मुक्तम तत्परत्वेन निर्मलम। सारी उपाधियों को छोड़ के केवल भगवान के सेवक के रूप में जब हम सेवा करते हैं भगवान की, उसे भक्ति कहते हैं। तो अगर हम लोग भगवान की सेवा कर रहे हैं, अर्चना कर रहे, पूजा कर रहे हैं, और हम लोग सोच रहे हैं हाँ मैं तो आईआईटी इंजीनियर हूँ, मैं भगवान की सेवा कर रहा हूँ। मैं कौन हूँ? आईआईटी। मैं तो टीआईएफआर का साइंटिस्ट हूँ और मैं भगवान का नाम का स्मरण कर रहा हूँ। मैं तो इंजीनियर आईटी प्रोफेशनल हूँ। तो वो भक्ति नहीं हुई। वो जो उपाधि है उसको सबको छोड़ना पड़ेगा। हमको क्या किस भाव से सेवा करनी कि मैं तो भगवान के दासों का दास हूं। ये भाव से जब सेवा करेंगे तो वो भक्ति होती है। इसीलिए लॉर्ड चैतन्य महाप्रभु भी कहते हैं, ना हम विप्रो न च नरपति नापि वैश्यो न शूद्रो ना व्हाट इज दैट वर्णी न च गृहपति ना वनस्थो यतिर्वा। मैं ब्रह्मचारी नहीं, मैं गृहस्थ नहीं, मैं वानप्रस्थ नहीं, मैं सन्यासी नहीं। कौन हूं फिर मैं? गोपी भर्तुर पद कमलयोर दास दासानुदास। ये जो मंत्र है मंदिर में, जब हमारे सारे टेम्पल्स में, इस्कॉन के टेम्पल्स में डीटी सेवा करने के लिए जाने से पहले ये मंत्र का उच्चारण करते हैं सब पुजारी। क्या कहते हैं इसमें? गोपी भर्तुर पद कमलयोर दास दासानुदास। कि भगवान अभी मैं आपकी सेवा करने के लिए जा रहा हूं, किस चेतना में? कि मैं आपके केवल दासों के दासों का दास हूं, सर्वेंट ऑफ सर्वेंट, यूर सर्वेंट, यू आपका सेवक हूं, इस दास हूं। तो ये जो चेतना है, ये चेतना जो है ये डिसाइड करती है कि आप सच में कौन सी पद्धति फॉलो कर, कौन सा योग कर रहे, भक्ति योग कर रहे कि निष्काम कर्म कर रहे कि सकाम कर्म कर रहे कि और भी कुछ तो फालतू कर रहे। तो ये सिर्फ एक्टिविटी से पता नहीं चलता, ये इंटेंशन से पता चलता है। अपना चेतना क्या है, इंटेंशन क्या है। सो दिस इज व्हाट लॉर्ड कृष्णा विल नाउ स्पीक. So here he is going to speak about Nishkama Karma Yoga. Okay, any question till now? Any comment? So Lord is saying, don't worry about the result. Don't be attached to the result. Simply do your duty. you know. Okay, is it clear? This is this verse saying. Okay, next verse. एषा ते अभिहिता सांख्ये बुद्धिर योगे तु इमं शृणु बुद्ध्या युक्तो यया पार्थ कर्म बंधम प्रहास्यसि. So thus far I have described this knowledge to you through analytical study. Sankhya. I have, so Lord Krishna says Sankhya हो गया. Sankhya हो गया यानी हम ये शरीर नहीं आत्मा है. So understanding analytical study of this world, Lord spoke in 20 verses before. Now listen as I explained it in terms of working without fruitive results. O son of Pritha, when you act in such a knowledge, you can free yourself from the bondage of work. So buddhya yukto yaya partha karma brandham prahasyasi. So one of the anxiety of Arjuna was, if I fight, I will be entangled in sinful karma, and then I will have to suffer. So Lord Krishna is again and again emphasizing, again and again he says, karma brandhan. If you do your duty for the sake of duty, you will not be entangled in karma, and you don't have to suffer. When there is no karma, there is no suffering. So you will not, and how karma will not be there? When you are not attached to the result of your actions. And here Lord Krishna brings a term called buddhi yoga. What is this buddhi yoga? कर्म योग सुना था, ज्ञान योग सुना है, अष्टांग योग सुना है, भक्ति योग. बुद्धि योग क्या है? बुद्धि योग बुद्धि लगा के जो योग करते हैं, इंटेलिजेंटली जो योग करते हो. बुद्धि योग ये टर्म भगवान दोनों चीज के लिए यूज करते हैं, भक्ति के लिए भी और निष्काम कर्म के लिए भी. ये एक्चुअली निष्काम कर्म और बुद्धि ना वेरी क्लोज है. लास्ट टाइम वी वर स्पीकिंग. एक्चुअली इन द योगा लैडर इट इज फार. योगा लैडर में क्या है? पहले सकाम कर्म योग, फिर निष्काम कर्म योग. देन बिकॉज ऑफ निष्काम कर्म हार्ट विल बी प्यूरिफाइड. नाउ सच अ हार्ट, प्यूरिफाइड हार्ट विल सस्टेन नॉलेज. इसलिए फिर ज्ञान योग. एंड देन व्हेन द ज्ञान मैच्योर्स, वन विल हैव द कैपेसिटी टू मेडिटेट. देन अष्टांग योग. एंड देन one's meditation perfects. The perfectional stage of meditation is meditation on Paramatma. Then he becomes bhakti. He gets bhakti. Obviously, that's by the is also because of pure devotees association. So, in that way, nishkama karma and bhakti are little aside. But when it comes to the what you can say, the way of practicing, they resemble very much. Both bhakti also is action. There is action in bhakti. We do a lot of activities. And nishkama karma also a lot of activities. Whereas jnana and ashtanga, which are the two rungs in between, उसमें ज़्यादा activity नहीं है. That's more of speculation or meditation. समझ गए what I'm trying to say? Okay, some you understand. तो anyways, निष्काम कर्म और भक्ति जो है ना, वो quite similar in their way of practice. लेकिन एक ही difference है या दो difference है. What is that? One has attachment to the result, that is, one is, no, both have detachment, right? But the intention, one has intention to please Krishna, another is just intention to purify his heart. And second thing also is attachment to the work itself. So Nishkama Karma Yogi has attachment to the work, but Bhakti Yogi is ready for anything. He does not have the intention or attachment even to the work. कभी कभी ऐसा होता है ना, मंदिर में कोई आता है, आप किसी को बुलाओ, कोई नया नया भक्त जुड़ा है, and then you tell him, प्रभु अब अभी 3 एग्जाम्पल लेंगे हम. कोई मंदिर में आया and he says that, you know, ठीक है प्रभु जी, मंदिर में अभी इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का काम करना है, तो मैं कर सकता हूँ, मेरा इलेक्ट्रिसिटी का बिजनेस है, लेकिन व्हाट विल बी द डील? यू नो, कोटेशन दो, बजट बताओ, आपका कितना बजट है, मैं करूँगा. सो दैट इज सकाम कर्म योगा. अभी वो कर्म योगा भी नहीं है, दैट्स नॉट अ प्रिस्क्राइब ड्यूटी, बट स्टिल इन वन सेंस वी कैन. तो ये क्या हो गया? फल की अपेक्षा है कि मुझे क्या मिलेगा, पैसा मिलेगा क्या, हाँ तो मैं करूँगा. भक्ति सेवा ही करूंगा, मंदिर में ही करूंगा, मैं कभी कभी कुछ लोग बोलते हैं मैं मंदिर में ही करना चाहता हूँ, बट अपेक्षा है फल की, तो सकाम कर्म हो गया। दूसरा है निष्काम कर्म। दूसरा आदमी आता है, बोलता है हाँ ठीक है, मंदिर में जरूरत है इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, मैं करता हूँ इलेक्ट्रिक काम और मुझे कोई अपेक्षा नहीं। लेकिन उनको बोलो कभी इलेक्ट्रिक का काम करते करते अगर उसको आप बोलेंगे प्रभु जी थोड़ा सा आप सर्विंग कर देंगे क्या, नहीं नहीं वो नहीं कर सकता, मैं मेरा ही काम करूंगा, मैं मेरे ही काम से अटैच्ड हूं। तो ये हो गया निष्काम कर्मयोगी का टेंडेंसी। और भक्ति योगी क्या है, अनु कम्स एंड से क्या करना है बताओ, जो भी मैं कर सकता हूं, एनीथिंग। ऐसा नहीं कि बिकॉज आई एम IITN सो आई विल नॉट डू पोछा, पोछा करने की जरूरत है, करूंगा। लेक्चर देना है, अगर वो सेवा है वो भी देंगे। अगर भगवान के लिए बाहर चल के रास्ते पे खड़े रह के पुस्तक वितरण करना है वो भी करेंगे। whatever is needed to please Guru and Krishna, one is ready to do. There is no reservation. Then that is bhakti. One doesn't say, अरे नहीं मैं तो यही करूंगा, नहीं वो नहीं है। तो ये भी डिफरेंस है निष्काम कर्म और भक्ति में, ठीक है। सो दीज आर दी अभी टेक्निकल डिटेल्स इन 3 different yogas system. Okay, any questions, comments? Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, when we are talking about this all the 3 things is applicable when they are doing something for God, right? Like
Yes.
lot of
Transcendence.
transcendence.
Okay.
Because a lot of people
The goal is yes.
lot of people do charities, other things, and they also might have desire to get something and might not also. Like they are doing charity without any results, or they are doing charity for some results. Does that comes into some yogas?
If it is absolutely without any desire, it is for, they may not know that purification of heart, but they know satisfaction of heart. अच्छा लगता है, we feel nice, feel good, right? Actually that feel good is coming because of purification of heart.
But they are not doing that service for God.
No, then that is nishkama. It is nishkama karma yoga. If actually there is no other desire than even there is little difference, purification of heart and satisfaction of heart. Why do people do it? See, unless they get something, nobody does anything in this world. It's just not possible for a soul to do. Now you may say there is no material goal, but there is some peace of heart, feel nice. Now that feel nice is also desire. That is actually one level of mukti, calm. See, what is mukti? Mukti means peace and happiness. In highest sense, mukti means, like you go after this life to some destination like Brahman and then permanently be happy. That desire for peace and happiness, satisfaction, is actually mukti kami. That is desire for mukti. Now at least this is there, right? There is no material desire. Okay, doesn't want name, fame. He says, okay, don't click photo, don't show my name also anywhere. But then why is he doing? He wants some mukti, some anxiety, some satisfaction of heart. वो तो है ही ना. That is mukti kami. That's a desire. That is a desire. So one has a desire for that. Now if that desire is, if one gets little knowledge, and if he comes to that level where I just want to purify my heart, then it can be nishkama karma. It is nishkama karma yoga.
No, okay. But my question is that person is doing that things for his own heart thing, that okay, I'll serve the water on the road in the summer.
Correct.
Serve the water, sweet water, whatnot and all to the whole public, and then he will feel happy. Oh, I have served the things. But nothing God is coming into that. Then how come this can be yoga? That's my question. Because yoga is to, connect with the God. So in that way, will it come in the
Correct,
nishkam
correct.
karma?
It is nishkama karma.
Nishkam
karma,
not
yoga.
Okay.
Technically, yes. If there is a higher goal, if the goal is little transcendental, he has that understanding that I am not this body and spirit soul. He may not have understanding of Krishna. He doesn't have understanding of who is God. But the goal is, beyond the material realm. Then it is yoga. So if the goal is like, uh, see, for a Nishkama Karma yogi, why he wants to purify heart? So it could be, the ultimate, his thought is, okay, let me, after this life, merge into Brahman. That could be Brahmavadi part. So the goal is beyond this world, then it is yoga. There's some connection with transcendence in any form. Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan. In any form, there is some connection, then it is yoga. Otherwise, it can be karma only. If the goal is of this world, then it is not yoga. It is sakama karma, nishkama karma. That becomes yoga only when there is knowledge. Okay. So that way, and the destinations are different. Sometime we will, next time, I'll show you a chart. Now, if someone does it as karma yoga, then his ultimate destination is different than just doing it as nishkama karma without the higher transcendental goal, like that. So there is a difference between two. Okay, anything else?
As you said, karma means prescribed duty as per the transcendental knowledge. And transcendental means, as per Shastras, every Shastra might be saying that either serving Krishna or connecting to Krishna, or serving to Krishna or the path to reach to Krishna. And then we are saying the transcendental knowledge. And in all three, in Sakama Yoga also,
Sakama does not have transcendental goal.
Okay.
Sakama does not have
the karma definition itself is a prescribed duty as per the transcendental, this one, right? Transcendental prescribed duties. Or transcendental means...
Transcendental nahi.
Okay.
It's not necessary that every prescribed duty has a transcendental goal. It's not necessary. Transcendental means beyond this world. Now, Sakama Karma Yogi's goal is, Sakama Karma's goal is, I want to go to heaven. But that's not transcendental. That's part of this world only. Transcendental means beyond material realm. When one understands, that I am not this body, I am soul, even Sakama Karma Yogi understands, because he understands that he has to go to the Swarga. But the goal is still quite in this material world. That's not transcendental goal. Transcendental means beyond the material realm, beyond the enjoyment and purview of this material world. Then that is transcendental goal. It could be merging into Brahman. Is transcendental actually. It's transcendent because it's beyond this world. Transcending this world is transcendental. And the ultimate transcendental is when we have Krishna in picture. So serving Krishna is the ultimate transcendental thing. Okay? Yeah, anything? You raised hand.
The example that you cited of 3 different kinds of people, the quality you mentioned is he's attached to a particular kind of activity. Is that a necessary condition, or is that a secondary condition with the primary condition being purification of heart?
I have not heard any Acharya mentioning it as primary or secondary. These are the characteristics, they say.
Because a little, if you look at the phrase itself, Nishkama Karma Yoga, it doesn't necessarily imply that he's attached to a certain kind of activity.
It is. So you have to understand this yoga in the, it's not, see, the example which I gave is just a very crude example to understand in our scenario. But Nishkama Karma Yoga technically is described, in a very, how can I present? It's evolving in a very, it's a Vedic understanding. So the person knows what is karma he is supposed to do. He's not just doing anything and then not attached to the result. That also doesn't become Nishkama Karma Yoga. He has to do his thing. Arjuna cannot say, okay, Krishna, attach nahi hona hai na fruit se, to main begging karta hu aur fruit se attach nahi hota hu, aapko de dunga sare fruits, lekin begging karunga. That is not Nishkama Karma Yoga for Arjuna. He has to do Kshatriya activity only. He Kshatriya na. Now in Kali Yuga, it's nobody Kshatriya, kaun Brahman hai, kaun Shudra hai, kuch nahi pata hai. So that's, we are talking Bhagavad Gita ke understanding mein we are talking, both are important. He has to do his prescribed duty according to Varna and Ashrama. It's not that anything we do and then, not attached to the result. No. The technical understanding of yoga, Nishkama Karma Yoga, is both are important. Okay?
Can you confirm if my understanding is correct? So in all these three, whether it is Sakama Karma Yoga or Nishkama Karma Yoga or even Jnana Yoga, this person is ideally not supposed to choose what he does. He follows a guru who tells him what his prescribed activities are.
I mean, not all the time. There are Shastras. There is Guru also. In the other, Guru's role is much significant in Bhakti. In other processes, there are guides and Gurus, but more or less it's not Guru Nishtha. It's mainly Shastra Nishtha. Shastra means what the prescribed scriptures are prescribing for that particular Varna and Ashrama where he is situated. That is their ultimate thing. Now, to decipher that, one may consult someone and accept that person as a guide. We are talking about other yogas. There, and he may need that guide for some time, and then he may reject also. He may not need anymore. That is also there. But the Nishtha is on scriptures. Right? What was your question? Is that
he doesn't have much freedom to choose?
No, he has. He has. Freedom to choose is not there, but freedom to discern and to understand what has to be done. The option is there in different, like why, if you read Mahabharata or Ramayana or this kind of, so much discussion is there, what is the dharma now? So all the time they're thinking, abhi hamara dharma kya hai? Ye situation mein. So, because there are options. And then they have to understand, according to our position in Varna and Ashrama, what I'm supposed to do. If you don't understand, go and ask someone. Okay? I think too technical हो गया. कुछ लोगों को बहुत से लग रहे हैं, माता जी क्या चल रहा है? थोड़ा सा ये, हाँ, yes, one last question. Anyways, ये नहीं करना है हमको, तो इतना टेंशन मत लो. Let me go to the further verses which we have to do. Yes.
Bro, just to clarify his thing. So I think currently Swadharma, I think current situation,
Swadharma.
People don't have this Swadharma kind of thing, right? So I think anyway, Nishkama Karma and Sakama is not relevant for.
That's what I'm saying. Let's not talk about it. Let's go ahead.
But one question, maybe different one.
Yeah.
So in this case, Arjuna. So I mean, you said Nishkama Karma Yoga. So the difference is that you have connection to God. Like charity is an example. You were saying that connection to God. There you can have Nishkama Karma. But Arjuna is doing Nishkama Karma only, right? I mean, basically, I mean, it comes into karma, not Karma Yoga. Maybe Krishna is recommending Nishkama Karma because he is not doing something relevant to, I mean, God or charity, something. He is just doing his duty. It's karma, right?
No. The goal is, see, we are mixing bhakti and these concepts together. See, for a Nishkama Karma yogi, he is doing it for purification of heart. Purify heart for what? Nishkama Karma yogi I'm talking about. Now his purpose is, I just want to purify my existence. I just want to do my duty and I don't want to be attached to the fruits. The fruits will come. But I want to do it for purification of existence. For what? Why he wants to purify his existence? The goal, he is not doing right now anything transcendental, but the goal is transcendental. He has an understanding of afterlife. He feels I have to elevate myself to a higher status of life. Arjuna also, see, if he doesn't do it for Krishna's pleasure, and Krishna says just do it as a duty because that's your duty, that will purify your heart, then it is for a higher goal. The goal, see, there is two things, process and the goal. For Nishkama Karma yogi, the goal is transcendental. It has to be. Nishkama Karma alone is actually practically impossible. Because why would somebody, just do Nishkama Karma without any higher goal? You have to understand, theoretically it's all there on paper. But in practically, Arjuna is going to ask this. Even Nishkama Karma, he says it's not possible. See, if you don't want to get the result of your action. It seems very difficult for a jiva. Why should he perform any activity? If you are told, Prabhu, you don't do job, but no profit for your company you should take. Yes, Mataji will not agree with that. But no profit, you should not. Then why should you go and work? It's a immediate question, right? Why should I work? Why should I do anything if the result is not going to be there? I don't have to be. Then if the gross result is not there, then has to be subtle result. Something has to be there, right? Otherwise, so that way it is. Now, Nishkama karma in itself is a theoretical concept. It doesn't exist. On paper, it's okay. But otherwise, why would somebody do something without he has a goal? Okay. Hare Krishna. It's a little tough, Anyways, Lord Krishna is also going to say, don't get lost into the flowery words of Vedas. We got a little lost, I think. Anyways, we will go to one more verse. So, but if you see here, Srila Prabhupada, in the purport, he brings it to bhakti. Srila Prabhupada's purports, and actually they are true. All these things are true for bhakti. And Srila Prabhupada doesn't go into the technicalities of these yogas. Srila Prabhupada simply says, okay, Lord Krishna is saying, work in Krishna consciousness for his pleasure. That's actually bhakti. Now you may say, how can Srila Prabhupada do it? Krishna is talking something else and Srila Prabhupada is talking. Srila Prabhupada says, Arey, mere baap ka khet hai. Tera kya ja raha hai? I know what Krishna is saying. You don't teach me. Sometimes we have that attitude, मुझे पता है रे मेरे पिताजी है वो क्या बोल रहे हैं मैं बताता हूँ. So like that Prabhupada has an attitude. What Krishna is telling you understand from me. So Krishna is actually ultimately Krishna wants us to come to bhakti, and Prabhupada gives it right in the beginning. Right in this first purport, Srila Prabhupada is rejecting. Srila Prabhupada does not talk much about Nishkama Karma Yoga. हम जितना बात कर रहे हैं ना, Prabhupada बिल्कुल नहीं बात करते इतना निष्काम कर्म के ऊपर. क्यों नहीं बात करते? Because Prabhupada wants to give the ultimate thing, right? He doesn't want to compromise. He wants to give pure devotional service, right? Srila Prabhupada, that is his compassion also. We can see Srila Prabhupada's compassion. Ultimately, because that is what Krishna is going to recommend, right? What is the 18.66? Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja, है ना? तो Krishna is going to tell that ये सारे धर्मों को छोड़ो, माम एकम शरणम व्रजा. You just come to Vraja and take my sharan. Yes, that is. Or manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. That's ultimate thing. So Srila Prabhupada doesn't want to waste time discussing other stuff. It's okay for our intellectual stimulation, we can discuss sometime. But the ultimate recommendation is bhakti. It's good to know the other yogas because then we understand what really is bhakti yoga. Sometimes why we should discuss these other things is while doing bhakti, we may think that we are doing bhakti, but we might be actually doing some other stuff. So for that, this discussion is helpful. But the recommendation is actually bhakti only. Okay? So that's what we focus on. Now text 40. Let's do at least one more verse. Already 10 o'clock. Neha vikramana shosti pratyavayo na vidyate svalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. Neha abhikramanasha asti. No pratyavaya na vidyate. Pratyavaya means diminution, and nasha means loss. There is no reduction, there is no complete loss of the progress. See, the goal is transcendental anyways, right? Goal is eternal of these processes of the Nishkama Karma Yoga as well as Bhakti. But even the progress made on the path is also eternal. It is not lost. Okay, so that is what Lord Krishna is saying here. In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution. There is little advancement on this path can protect one from most dangerous type of fear. So it's a very famous known verse of Gita. Srila Prabhupada explains that any other path, even material life, not even one paisa, as Duryodhan said to Pandavas, right? Not even a land which will be tip of the needle, which will be of the size of tip of the needle. I will not give that much land also. Duryodhan ne bola tha na. Similarly, we can say, not even a land worth tip of the needle you can carry to the next life. From all your lands which are on your name in this life. All your lands and flats, and nothing comes next life. Not even tip of the needle. Not even one paisa. Then what will come? The yoga that you practice, the bhakti that you practice in this world. That will come. There is no loss in that. Everything else will. The education, PhD. How many PhDs and postdocs you get? Next life. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Baba, black sheep. Have you any wool? You have to start with that. You can't say, अरे last life तो मैं तो इतने सारे PhD करके आया हूँ last life में. No, sir. So this process, there is no loss. And the more elaboration of this will be given by Krishna in the 6th chapter. When Arjuna specifically asks a question about a yoga bhrashta. What if Krishna, if somebody doesn't complete his yoga practice in this life? And Krishna says, Shuchinam Srimatam Gehe Yogo Bhrashto Bhi Jayate, and several explanation verses are there. We'll see in 6th chapter. He says he will be born Shuchinam Srimatam Gehe. Either he'll go to heaven, enjoy, and then come back and be born in the family of some very wealthy people, or very Shuchi. Shuchi means very clean, Brahminical people. Or the best is one will be born in a devotee family, very advanced devotee family, to continue his practice of bhakti. That way, his bhakti is not covered, his yoga practice is not covered. He will continue to do. But here he is just mentioning this. So there is no loss in this. The bhakti may get covered at times because of offenses, but it is not lost, right? So it may get covered for some time, but one comes out of that offense, one is eradicated, and if has done, like we always, if one has done progress, say 50% in this life, then next life one will start with 51%, like that. How do you know? Is there a proof? Or how do we understand? Actually, is it like this? Is there any other practical way of understanding it? Yes. Yes, bro.
Different, let's say there are 100 people who are attending first session. Gradually the number decreases. So they are at the different level, and so therefore they are able to take up accordingly.
Yeah. Seeing the readiness and enthusiasm of someone, you can understand. In the same level, you can see sometime, we have, let's say, some same training, same batch, then you see somebody is very enthusiastic, very quickly, like Srila Prabhupada would say that, dry wood, like a dry grass. Someone very quickly picks up bhakti. Within no time, he will, and sometimes we feel surprised. I said, how can that, like in our youth preaching, we may say, first year boy, first session, within some sessions he has come to very advanced stage, and just by understanding, some people we find definitely is a yogi in the previous life, has done some yoga, starting with 90% in this life, and then same class there will be another person, same intelligence, same face, everything same prasad he is eating, और उसको इतना धक्का देना पड़ता है, इतना पुश करना पड़ता है. What is the problem? Why is he not picking up? Because अंदर जो पेट्रोल है वो भी 5% ही है. He is starting on 5%, another is starting 90% of bhakti. You can see this. This is very, very practical. If you preach Krishna consciousness, you will see this every now and then. You can understand the level, people are. That's one way we can understand. Somebody has practiced and has come with his quota, And the second line also talks about Swalpam Apyasade. So this is guarantee of Krishna. Nowadays in Indian politics, guarantee is very famous. Na? Modi की guarantee, इसकी guarantee, उसकी guarantee. इधर कृष्ण की guarantee. Now whose guarantee will you, will you give more value? Krishna is guaranteeing on this path there will be no loss, right? Now what is that which is not lost? So much I can speak, is actually attraction to the transcendence. Attraction for Krishna. Now let's talk in bhakti terms. Attraction to Krishna is not lost. One may not remember what he has done in the previous life. He may not remember what books he has read, but there is so much attraction. Right? So that attraction to Krishna is what one carries in the next life. Right? And then Lord Krishna says, even if little bit progress on this path of yoga, of bhakti, trayate mahato bhayat, even greatest of the danger, one will be saved from the greatest of danger. Now what is the greatest danger? Right? What is greatest danger? Okay. If there is a prisoner, कोई जेल में है 10 साल से, and then somehow जेल में वो आदमी सड़ रहा है, one person, and he gets a key to open that jail and run away, right? वो key मिल गया, unfortunately मिल गया somehow, किसी को पता नहीं है. अभी सिर्फ एक ही काम करना है. When everyone is sleeping, when nobody is seeing, you just use that key, open the door and run away. अभी ये व्यक्ति के लिए greatest danger क्या होगा? Losing the key. Greatest anxiety by mistake if that key is lost. है ना? Similarly, for a yogi who understand that I am stuck in the prisons of material world. See, a normal person on the street doesn't understand this. For a yogi, whether he is karma yogi or bhakti yogi, he understands, I am stuck in this material world and I have got this key called as human form of life. This is the key to get out of this material existence. Now to lose this human form of life is the greatest danger. Right? This is the greatest danger. If we can lose this form and not before perfecting life, if we can lose it, then the yoga practices stop. So that is the mahato bhayat. Basically that means if we glide to the animal kingdom, if by whatever mistake one becomes a dog or a cat or a rat in the next life, it's the greatest danger to lose this human birth. So Lord Krishna says, even if you do little endeavor on this path, your human birth in the next life is assured. Why? Because you show to Krishna, you show to material nature that I want to utilize this human body for what it is meant for the higher goal, not for just eating, sleeping, mating, defending. If one does that, then material nature says, why do you need this human life? Why do you need this human body? Better become a pig, better become a animal. But if you do little yoga, you are showing to Krishna, you are showing to material nature that I am serious, I want to do some transcendental stuff beyond this material world, and then you will be blessed at least with the material body. That's why, some way, if, sometimes we may feel that, somebody is not become devotee, we are doing so much preaching. But if the yoga has started, even somebody has taken prasad, done some kirtan, done some chanting, done some years of bhakti, some months of bhakti, at least the human birth is assured for that person. That's great favor you have done for him. So preaching goes in vain. And then he will continue. You might have just given 1% bhakti this time, and somebody came only for DYS and left away. Now it's not loss. He got 1%, let's say. So next life he is going to start with 2%. And sometimes we may pat ourselves, think, अरे हमारे यहाँ तो देखो हमने DYS बैच किया, 50 में से 40 लोग डिवोटी बन गए. वो 40 लोगों को 40 लाइफ टाइम किसी ने प्रीचिंग किया है, 1-1%, 2-2%, तो आप अभी जाके 99 में आपके सामने वो 100 हो गया. यू अंडरस्टैंड? दैट इज कॉल्ड सुकृति. That is bhakti unmukh sukruti. So sometimes we may be on the early side, we may have audience who is all 0%, and we are taking them from 1 to 20%, and we don't see them becoming devotee in front of our eyes. No problem. We gave them 20% advancement. They'll start with 21%. And sometimes we may get an entire audience which is like 95%. Then you may just give 10% and they all become wonderful devotees. And then we think, प्रभुपाद के बाद तो बस मेरा ही नंबर, इतने भक्तों का उद्धार कर दिया, इतने लोगों का. No credit to us. A pure devotee he is like big champion. He can, his association can take one from 0 to 100 within no time. He can take credit for it. Yeve yash ghushuk tribhuvana. That's why Srila Prabhupada and Acharya's yasha can be glorified in 3, because anybody sits for them, they can give their mercy and cross that. For us, it is little dicey. It is like that. Anyways, these are little few thoughts. We already crossed the time of our EC meeting also. We'll read the purport and stop. Activity in Krishna consciousness or acting for benefit of Krishna without expectation of sense gratification is the highest transcendental quality of work. Even a small beginning of such activity finds no impediment, nor can that small beginning be lost at any stage. Any work begun on the material plane has to be completed, otherwise the whole attempt becomes a failure. But any work begun in Krishna consciousness has a permanent effect, even though not finished in this life. The performer of such work is therefore not at loss, even if his work is in Krishna consciousness is incomplete. 1% done in Krishna consciousness bears permanent results, so that the next beginning is from the point of 2%. Whereas in material activity, without 100% success, there is no profit. Ajamil performed his duty in some percentage of Krishna consciousness, but the result he enjoyed at the end was 100% by the grace of the Lord. There is a nice verse in this connection in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1517. Tyaktva swadharmam charanambujam harer भजन अपक्वोथ पते ततो यदि यत्र क्व वा भद्र बभूदमुष्य किम को वार्थ आपतो भजताम स्वधर्मतः. If someone gives up his occupational duties and works in Krishna consciousness and then falls down on account of not completing his work, what loss is there on his part? And what can one gain if one performs his material activities perfectly? Or as the Christians say, what profiteth a man if he gain the whole world yet suffers the loss of his eternal soul? This is Narada's instruction to Vyasadeva in Bhagavatam. He's saying if one performs his material duties very nicely, right, but he is not performing spiritual activity, what is the gain? That means there is no gain. But one performs, his material activity, one may give up, and one may perform spiritual activity and may not able to sustain that spiritual activity. Still, what is the loss? He has actually gained. Material activities and their results end with the body, but work in Krishna consciousness carries a person again to Krishna consciousness even after the loss of the body. At least one is sure to have a chance in the next life to being born as a human being, either in the family of a great cultured Brahmana or in a rich aristocratic family that will give one a further chance for elevation. That is the unique quality of work done in Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari. I feel on this also there will be a lot of interesting questions. So please mark them. Next time we will discuss some questions on this. Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna.